Many times, the focus of conservation has entirely been for the good of nature and wildlife. This week, the travel show explores the development of our cultural heritage and its celebration during the Uganda International Cultural Fair themed as Ekyoto.
We have a very big dream for culture, and the objective is really using culture to interest young people.
This festival is very entertaining.
The traditional fireplace that resonates with most people world over.
Very nice.
Storytelling, traditional entertainment and games, the amazing wonders of traditional science. Culture can be defined as a way in which society identifies, organizes, sustains, preserves, and expresses itself. A fireplace commonly known as Ekyoto is one of the unifying factors that binds most of the Ugandan tribes.
Long time ago, I remember our grandparents, our parents would sit us around Ekyoto, a fireplace like this, and they would tell us interesting, captivating, and inspirational stories. Those stories would be inspirational and they'll be educative. Now, I'm not very certain how many families, how many children are realizing some of these things. It is very rare indeed to find such an experience. Fortunately, the Uganda International Culture Fair, which has taken place here at the Uganda Museum, has some of these, like the Ekyoto happening, with people seated around and listening to stories, regardless of where they come from, regardless of age. And that is what we call culture, the true African traditional society. We're going to find out the highlight of what takes place here at the Uganda Museum, Uganda International Culture Festival. I'm Mpele Bismarck Moses. You're welcome on the Travel Show.
The whole feeling gives a flashback which resonates good memories grandparents used to share with the current generation.
Our culture is what makes us unique as a country, as a people. And so us, as the Ministry of Tourism and the sector as a whole, cherish the promotion of culture. And so we want to thank you so much for supporting culture. We want to thank you for supporting this cultural tourism. This is the third edition of this Uganda International Cultural Fair.
The International Uganda Cultural Fair includes artistic and cultural expressions from both Uganda and some noticeable countries. Language and literacy arts, performing arts, visual arts, and handicrafts, indigenous knowledge, cultural beliefs, traditions, values, and antiquities.
We have a very big dream for culture, and the objective is really using culture to interest young people, to invest in culture, to love their cultures, to respect other people's cultures, to celebrate what we have. Because what we have here in Uganda, it's not so common in other countries. We have a diversity of cultures. We have over 65, but yet we live together in harmony.
The Uganda International Cultural Fair, which branded Ekyoto as the main highlight, has attracted various people from different demographic spectrums, united by the love of one aspect: culture. The exploration and understanding of other cultures has for long been a strong motivation for travel tourism and the current generation.
We are climaxing the third Uganda International Culture Fair, Ekyoto, and we are very well privileged as Uganda Museum to be the hosts for this Ekyoto festival, which this is the third time on this ground. And as Uganda Museum, our mandate is to support the culture and heritage of Uganda and the other cultures we get in the country.
Traditional games, food, and the drinking of local brew is something most people associate with.
In Ateso, it's called Ajono. In Kumam, it's called Kongo. So this is a brew which is made out of millet.
To understand culture well, sometimes one needs to get a vivid picture right from the traditional architecture and tools once used, just like the Busoga Cultural Preservation Department showcases to the Japanese ambassador.
Cut this seed open, you get some nuts out, you pound them, and you make a very, very rich stew. It is very high in protein and fiber, very nutritious. But it is going it's going into extinction, and we want to preserve this. We want to grow this because it's very good and healthy food.
As ambassador, I have a lot of opportunity to visit various parts of Uganda, but normally I don't have so much time to be immersed in the culture of that region. But this gives us some ideas, and especially this Busoga village is quite unique, so that I like it very much.
I am not sure how many cultures we have in this world, but one thing I know is that the challenge of preserving culture is underway. But as we are trying to preserve culture, we should know that disrespect and contempt of other cultures is not something that will be acceptable. I'm Ompele Bismarck Moses on The Travel Show.
Cultural tourism focuses on the culture of a destination, the lifestyle, heritage, arts, industries and leisure pursuits of the local population. A study shows that institutions are not doing a lot to preserve culture, a situation that needs serious solution.
Only a small number of the young try to keep the culture, but the majority are more inclined to the Western and new technology culture. I see happy that a lot of young people in this festival, from the side of the vendors, from the side of the visitors, so that I think this festival would encourage more and more for young people, young Ugandans to attract to traditional culture and value.
Culture tourism is defined by the attendance of inbound visitors at one or more of the following cultural attractions during their visit to a destination. However, most of the attractions don't have cultural tourism embedded in the tourism chain.
Brings together people, regardless of your color, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your religion. So it is this big thing of just people coming together, have fun with your identity, but at the same time you can celebrate other people's identity.
The importance of culture in any society should be treated with care as something that can get extinct if not well catered for.
I want to thank all the exhibitors for their work in the last 3 days. Today I visited the Ankole Hut, visited the Acholi, we saw the Turkish, but most importantly, we visited the Busoga village. And I saw things which I last saw in my grandmother's kitchen. So it's really, really very exciting to see them again and to be, when I was with my grandmother, I didn't ask her why she was putting the meat up there. But now I know that was preservation, and she would keep that meat there and even for 6 months and be able to cook, and her food was always good.
It's ironic that cultural groups believed to be minorities are the ones that attract tourists like the Batwa and Ike.
It's important that children do come here and learn what's happening. I'm happy that we have the ambassador of Japan. The Japanese are very, very proud of their culture, proud of their traditions. They wear the kimonos, they wear this, they wear that. So when you see, that's the Japanese. So I hope that at some stage we shall be as proud to wear our things and be identified with our culture and our dresses.
The activities related to cultural tourism provide concrete opportunities to encourage genuine dialogue between visitors and hosts, to promote new types of cooperation, to become more familiar with the heritage of different territories, and to contribute to economic and human development. The Travel Show comes back shortly with more captivating details. Many times, The focus of conservation has entirely been for the good of nature and wildlife. Paintings of all sorts of art and various traditional food exhibitions alongside cultural exchange performances theme a cultural fair.
历代红日今日一家，精心调理真不差，风不将息不停手，一日三餐要余香。同志们说是这样，唱起来乌干达。Yeah, this is the first one. The second is, China. In Chinese is 中国，中国 ，yes， 中国，乌干达，友好 ，yeah， friendship。
But because young people themselves have to find it interesting, so that only what NGOs or Uganda Museum can do is to give a chance to look at the artworks and other cultures, and then some of them should be attracted. I think one of example that Undere Center, I visit so often to bring my friends visiting me, and that is a very good way of preserving the culture, especially in dancing.
The fusion of Afro art that evolves the commercial local name of Bitenye to the word Tenge is example of the evolvement of art.
And I want to pledge the support of Parliament to ensure that our cultures are preserved. Last week, I received a delegation from the Equal Opportunities Commission, mainly on the issues of the minority tribes of Uganda, and I assured them that I have sent out my Committee on Equal Opportunities to visit these communities so that we are able to identify them, understand their needs, and plan for them, because sometimes they disappear among the bigger groups, and we're not able to plan for schools, for health, and other things. But that one, I want to assure you that we are going to take it into account.
Various cuisines of both local and international, all in one place, will always give a highlight to food lovers.
These seeds are so amazing in the way that way back 1400 years ago, before modern medicine, there used to be something they used to use. Their botanical name is called Naigara sativa. But why is it so unique? I know you have heard of so many organic things. There's chia seed, there's arvalo, but what makes black seed so amazing is medical components. Black seed has got a component called thermohydroquinone. All the medication you see on the market, all medication contains that major medical component called thermoquinone. Now the black seed contains that major medical component. Not only that, it has got thermohydroquinone and thymo. It makes it so unique from any other organic plant you have heard about. It contains the three medical major components. And the beauty with it is that you're getting the prescription of the creator himself. How he put it in the ground is how you're getting it. So it is purely organic.
After today, the Uganda Museum is always open every day from Monday to Sunday up the whole year. And you are very welcome to visit a lot more than what you'll see here.
This festival is very entertaining.
Very nice. I love this place.
I want to thank the stakeholders who have been behind supporting this. The Ministry of Tourism, UNESCO, Uganda Tourism Board, the stakeholders that have been with us, Cross Culture Foundation. But I'm requesting every stakeholder out there, including the youth, each one of us has a role to play. Let's take our cultures to another level. Let's empower the industry so that Ugandans are able to earn from this, but also we create an enabling environment for cultural diversity to thrive.
I'm not very certain how many cultures we have in the whole world, but one thing I'm sure is that we need to preserve culture, regardless of what culture you own. But in the so doing, we should know that disrespect and contempt of one's culture is not something that we have respect for. And for that matter, in this case, before I can say goodbye to you, remember the campaign is Tuve Kukavela. Yes, polythene bags are hazardous to both the community, to the environment, and to you and me. Exactly my point. Till next week, just keep it NBS. We'll be back with the NBS Travel Show with the most captivating episodes. Bismarck, Amompele on the Travel Show.
Traditionally, it is stated that a good traveler goes places to explore. It gets better when he comes back with a story to tell.